Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Underground Sound. I'm Emerson.
And I'm Noah.
And today we got ourselves another great guest. Why don't you introduce yourself for everyone?
Hey, what's going on? Camalamjam in the house tonight. Hello, Elon Local. Hope everyone's doing well.
Gotta love it. So, in the tradition of bringing on producers this month and creatives, we have brought on an artist. So, Cameron is from my hometown of Burlington, North Carolina, and he showed a lot of technical skill a couple months ago when he was actually doing some rapping and talking about some of his SoundCloud songs. And he's here to give us a little bit of more of an in-depth look at what he does and talk about some interesting artist situations and just sort of promote his music. So thank you, Cameron, for being on once again. Let's get into a couple questions of what your style is like. So when you make a song, do you like to put your own unique stamp on it, or how do you start that creative process?
Yeah, so when I start making a song, I really appreciate you having me on tonight.
Yeah.
When I start kind of getting into a song, it can kind of come from like many different ways, honestly. Sometimes I'll just throw on a beat, go on YouTube, listen to all kind of different songs, and sometimes one of them will hit me a little bit different. I might just think of like a chorus for it or like start rapping to it, and if I like it, then I might write it down or just go into my computer, download the beat, and kind of throw it on my mic as well, and then record myself, and then just go through that. But then I also write a lot, so that's just kind of where the songs come from.
Cool. And what got you to start all of this?
So probably all started when I was in college, honestly. I was rapping with two of my buddies, Corey and Devin. We were together just all the time, and we'd be going out to parties and hanging out, and we would just rap on our free time, and then we started doing it outside, and people would be like, wow, that actually sounds kind of good. You should maybe start doing that more. Nice. And I was just like, it kind of hit me special, and everybody was talking to me about it, and my boys, we would all get together and do it together, and so I just started doing a little bit more, and then I just got more comfortable with it and started doing more at parties and stuff, and people were just like, man, that's really good. And then after I graduated, I was still living in Lynchburg, and I was working at a bar, and people there, I would do it at, freestyling at the bar and stuff, and people really liked it.
Yeah.
And just kind of from there, it just like really made me feel good about it. So then I went out and bought a mic and then kind of started doing it in my room with all the writing I have been doing and got some confidence from that.
Cool. Well, up next we have a song from Cameron. It's called Cravin' for Bangers. And could you tell us a little bit about this track before we play it?
Yeah, so Cravin' for Bangers is the newest track that I've done. I did over the summer. It actually dropped on July 4th.
Nice.
I just got that out before I went to the lake with some buddies, so I wanted to get that out. I just wanted to put a fun song out. I couldn't put a sad song out before that, so I wanted to put something out really fun and do a little something different, so that's why I dropped that one.
Appreciate it. So this is the first song we're going to play from Camalamjam. It is Cravin' for Bangers. Let's give it a listen.
All right, once again, Underground Sound, we're back. Camalamjam's here.
Yo.
And let's talk about that last song there, Craving for Bangers. I absolutely
honestly,
love that beat.
That was absolutely hilarious hearing that all bleeped out. I've never heard my songs like that, so that was funny.
I love the beat in that song. Where did you find the beat, or who made it, or what's the story behind that?
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head who made that beat. If you went to on SoundCloud, you could see it though. I got it off YouTube though.
Okay.
But just something about that, like the jazzy saxophone. Yeah,
exactly.
The saxophone too. I thought it was so hot, so I just had to do something with that.
Fantastic.
Cool. Well, we have another song, and it's Johnny Smoke, once again, by Camalamjam. Could you tell us if there's any sort of realism to your music? Do you just kind of write on subjects that you dream about, or does it have real-life purpose most of the time?
Sometimes it's definitely a dream. Sometimes it's about myself. Just depends on kind of the song I'm doing. And sometimes I even like mix it up. I think I'm such a jokester and always just messing around. It's like you can kind of sometimes tell that in my music because I'll go like just be joking about something or going from the most random topic, then talking about something that sometimes is serious to me. But with Johnny Smoke, I just think of it as like the coolest kid, the kid that never failed, just like the kid you wish you know. Like I don't know, when I think of Johnny Smoke, it's just that like the swaggiest kid in school. It's like, man, everyone's like, man, I wish I could be that kid. Like that's why I kind of think of Johnny Smoke. Just like, man, who is that? Everybody likes him. Everybody knows his name. It's like, ooh, that's a hot kid right there. So
all right,
it's kind of where Johnny Smoke came from.
Cool. So here we have it. Let's give it a listen.
Out the house.
Camalamjam in here. Let's talk about your name for a second. Where'd this come from?
Camalamjam actually came from a neighborhood friend. When we were growing up, I played the drums as a kid and took lessons for 8 years. And so all those years I was just banging on the drums upstairs, and all the neighbors around could always hear it. And so like, man, we got to give you a nickname. Like when I was playing, it was like one of my lacrosse teammates. Like, you got to have a nickname. Like you're Cam. You're always upstairs. You're just freaking jamming like all the time. Like we can always hear it. And he's just like Camalamjam, and like kind of just stuck from there. And then everybody started calling me Camalamjam. It became my gamer tag on Xbox Live, so it just kind of like became a thing. And
That's
so
when
then,
it's really a nickname.
yeah, that's when it means something, when it's your Xbox Live gamer tag. So I rocked that for a while, and then kind of when I got to college and me and my friends, we kind of like gave ourselves a name. I was like, well, Camalamjam, I'm going to stick with it. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of just, I think it describes me pretty well too, kind of jokingly. It's like Camalamjam, so it kind of works well for me, fits the character.
Yeah, definitely fits you really well. Well, now that we know the whole story behind what came into your name, so what's the story of the inspiration behind you as an artist? Like, who do you look up to? What are some of the primary influences you've had into making your music? And who'd you listen to when you were just growing up or, trying to get your work out there?
Yeah, 100%. So when I was like growing up, I actually wasn't a huge rap fan. I really was into the rock music, kind of, especially in the 80s
Right.
kind of music. But then when I got to high school, one of my good buddies was a huge rap fan, and he kind of got me into it. And the three main artists I ever listened to as a kid was always kind of like Eminem, Mac Miller, and Lil Wayne. It kind of
Right.
went in that order. And those are probably still three of my favorite now of that time frame when I was growing up. And they just had something about the way they rapped and their style. It was so unique and different from all the other rappers. I thought it was just special. And I think all three of them have some humor in their
Right.
raps as well.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
I think that's something that kind of in my rap as well. I think I like to add humor to it. So I think that's what I was attracted to. And so just listening to those three growing up, that's kind of I guess would be my style. And then once I got to college, my buddies up there and all my teammates, they introduced me to a whole nother kind of group of rap, and all of them from different parts of the country and stuff. So they all had different styles and artists that they listened to, and that really expanded me to rap and showed me a whole lot of different sounds. And I really liked that, and kind of went from there too with my music. And so just from freestyling to the listening to rap with them, we were always just sharing different songs with each other off like all those little websites that you can find, and kind of went from there with my music.
Yeah, interesting that you listen to primarily Eminem and Mac Miller first and foremost, because they just released they each released an album recently.
Mm-hmm.
So give us some of your thoughts on maybe even like what Mac Miller's album meant to you, and I mean his recent passing. How did that maybe affect where you were at, having listened to him for so long?
Oh yeah, 100%. I thought both albums were definitely completely different, like opposite spectrum for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
The Eminem album was definitely good. Very similar to his last album, though, I thought personally.
Sure.
But it was I thought it had some phenomenal songs. Definitely the old Eminem styles to it. Some very poppy, some different stuff. But I do really like the one with Anderson .Paak. I think that one is
Nice.
That song
Yeah.
is super hot. But with the Mac album was kind of tough for me with him passing. I think that was. I was kind of weird talking about earlier while the song was playing. Just with Mac Miller passing, that was the first celebrity death that had ever affected me.
Right.
When other celebrities passed, not that I didn't care, it didn't hurt me, but it just didn't make me think about it a lot. But when Mac Miller passed, it was hard thinking like, oh wow, I'm never gonna have any more Mac Miller music. And so this new album was kind of a treat for getting that,
For sure.
getting to hear that sound again. But it still didn't. I didn't think it had that final Mac Miller touch that kind of he always puts on his albums. Like
Yeah.
that's what's so
Gotcha.
special about Mac Miller is he was self-made. Like he did everything himself. And so when he would put an album out, it just had that certain sound to it that no other sound has, and this didn't have that like Mac Miller critique on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to have that sound, but it's so depressing too. Like it's just it's such a sad
absolutely.
album. It's just like the man's gone, and it's just like it'll make you feel some type of way when you're listening to it, thinking about how he's gone. And if you really listen to those lyrics, it's something deep. It's very special though, but definitely a sad album. I don't know. It was tough, but I did like it though. Overall, I did like it. And the two songs, I think it's Blue Worlds and
Right.
maybe Complicated. I think is
Complicated was another
the
one.
second one. Yeah, those are really good. Had a real jazzy style to the second one. I thought those were pretty hot though.
You think it does justice to his legacy as the final album that we may get, at least?
I mean, that's such a hard question to answer. I mean, I don't think you could put a cap on. I think I would just
Probably
want.
not.
I'm so greedy. I would want more and more albums from him because
I hear ya.
kind of the direction he was heading with it was so special. He kind of went from, this real not angry, but a real hard hitting hip hop sound that when I was in high school, I kind of had some of those same feelings. Growing up, like just so angry at the world about certain things, and he kind of had that too. But as he grew up, his music matured and just changed so much. And I thought Swimming was such a great album, and it's just hard because I would have loved to hear his like true thing to it, but we'll just never have that. So just thankful for the little bit that we did get to hear still.
Of course. You were mentioning some of Mac's earlier stuff. I remember Blue Slide Park way back in the day.
Yeah, the
and
original.
then, we came all the way to The Divine Feminine, and then Swimming, and then finally we have his last album. He's matured a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he did. And I think that definitely showed in his music and in his demeanor a lot of the time. As for you as an artist, do you think that your music might change a bit like that, or do you hope to sort of stay the way you are? It's probably something that you can't predict, but how do you see yourself growing in terms of, where you're going to be in the future?
Yeah, when I think about my music too, it's just like, when you hear some of my songs, a lot, I think I've done like maybe 11 so far, and I think 9 of them are mostly like kind of the fun, Camalamjam crazy, coming out from everywhere in any direction. But
Definitely.
But there are 2 that, a little bit deeper about kind of like some feelings that I've had in my life, a little bit, harder. Like I think of them as deeper cut songs on the tracks or what than the
For sure.
more fun hip hop. So all the things that I go through life just kind of like speaks through my music as well, kind of just how I'm feeling at that moment. And, I'm not always 100% happy. I'm not perfect by any means. I can't be that way. So sometimes I'm feeling like I just want to be my crazy fun self, and then sometimes I'm not feeling as good. And, sometimes it just depends on the mood that I'm in, kind of how my music goes, and kind of make it from there. Just let it speak truthfully, just be myself.
Absolutely. I can respect that. I mean, if anything, it's probably the best characteristic of a rapper, just to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Eminem, brutally honest. Mac Miller, brutally honest. I mean,
As much as it like hurts to hear or hurts yourself, like if you're not being yourself, like you can't, there's nothing else to do. Like you just got to be yourself in everything.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good take. So, up next, speaking of Mac Miller, we have 2009, and if you haven't watched this version on NPR's Tiny Desk concert, pull it up on YouTube. It's amazing. Here's the recording, original, and hope you enjoy. All right. So, up next, we have Legendary Iron Hood by Open Mike Eagle. He also has a promo for the radio station. Emerson and I have spoken about him at length.
I didn't get a chance to speak to him.
I mean, yeah, I'd love it if we could.
I'd love
That'd be
to.
amazing if we could get him as a guest. But yeah, maybe it's in the queue. We've spoken about his most recent album, which was Brick Body Kids Still Daydream. Emerson, am I correct in saying that, or has he released something
yes. I think there was a small EP that he had last year, but I can't remember it exactly.
Yeah, well, this is one of my favorite Open Mike Eagle songs. Once again, it's called Legendary Iron Hood. Give it a listen.
All right, we're back. There was Legendary Iron Hood, Open Mike Eagle, a bit of a newer artist. And for you, are there any newer artists that you like to listen to a lot outside of the big names that obviously make a bunch of great music still, like Eminem and the late Mac Miller?
Yeah, I think my one of my favorite new artists right now, I don't think he gets enough credit, honestly, is JID, part of Dreamville.
Love JID.
Yeah, I think JID is probably one of the best in the game right now. I know Cole respects him a lot, but he just doesn't get a lot of respect in the game. I think he should blow up a lot more than he does. And I've actually seen him live a couple times, and every time I've gone, there's always been like a mosh pit or something. It's just like, it's a nuts time. Like when I was at that concert, it's just like crazy. He like said circle up right there, and they kind of have it around us, and it just went crazy. And I was like, man, this is awesome. And he's just as good live as he is on the track, and maybe even better. So it was really cool to get to see him. So I think JID's good.
Well, that's cool. You got to see some of his performances. Cameron was actually telling us a little bit about some of the impromptu performances he's put on before. Can you actually tell us about the first time that you got up and did it? Maybe whether it was planned or not?
Yeah, the first time it ever happened definitely wasn't planned. I can promise you that.
Let's hear it.
It was probably in college, like I said before, like at a party or something. And then I think like the first time and kind of real time only I've ever performed in front of like a big crowd was when I was living in Lynchburg. There was this like huge party, and it was like kind of like a movie thing. You walked up to the house, and there's just people in the yard. There's a bonfire going on, and my friend was like, "Yeah, we got a DJ downstairs and a mic and everything." She's like, "You could go down there and rap if you want." And I was like, "Wait, really?" She's like, "Yeah, like you could do it." So, like we go downstairs and go up to the DJ. At first, I was like, "Yeah, man, can I freestyle?" He's like, kind of looks at me and just gives me that look and a finger, and it's like, "Yeah, get back, kid." And I was like, "All right, my bad." So I step back, and then she goes over there and like talks to him, and it's like, "Yeah," like, and then he like kind of calls me back over, so I go over there and he gives me the mic. He's like, "You got one chance." He's like, "If you screw this up," he's like, "This is my night," like blah blah blah. So it's like, "All right, man." So I get up on the stage, and I couldn't tell you a word I said, anything that happened at that moment. I just kind of started going, and then I just looked up at one point, and there's just, I'd say maybe like 100, 200 people there just kind of going crazy, like, moving their hands, moving their arms and stuff. And I just never had like an experience like that in my life. But when that happened, then it just like hit me. I was like, man, what I would do to just be able to move crowds and like come together, under my voice, and we just have a great time and party together and have fun. And after that, I like got down and people like talking to me, dapping me up and stuff. It's like, man, this is kind of cool. Like this is fun. Like, I would love to do this all the time. Like if that could be what I'm doing. But that was like the first time that ever happened. Then when I was working at a bar in Lynchburg, they would let me stand on the bar late at night when it's just like the locals and the the homies around, and let me kind of rap in front of those people as well. And that was really fun too. Kind of like I'm just dreaming up there on the mic, dreaming on the stand and doing my own thing. But
cool.
That was kind of like when I really got into it. I was like, man, I'd love to do this forever if I could.
Cool. Your first story kind of gave me a little bit of 8 Mile, the final like sequence vibes when they're just kind of like battling it out.
Everybody from the 336, put your hands up if you're with me.
Love it. I love it. So Emerson, tell us a little bit about the next song we have here.
Well, you mentioned you were an Eminem fan, so I thought we'd line you up with Caterpillar by Eminem, King Green, and Royce da 5'9", who has an upcoming album, I believe, this Friday. So I'm excited for that.
Me too.
And we're back. That was Double C's, Quando Rondo, a much smaller name that I absolutely love. And what do we got next here, Noah?
Up next we have Lion Man featuring Solomon Childs and Chong Wizard. And this is by Big Turks. Emerson, can you give us a little bit of info on the track? Why you?
He's got no idea.
I gotta throw it back.
So I've mentioned a couple times I'm a huge fan of Rome Streets, and he has a little group called Big Turks, and they put out a whole album there under the name Big Turks, and I thought it was pretty good, but I thought this song was absolutely amazing, so I made sure to find this version and get it uploaded on air.
All right, all the listeners can be the judge of that. All right, so up next we have a song called A Lot, and it's by a very recognized artist, 21 Savage. Cameron, you said that you have some significance with the song. You've got a little bit of ties to it. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so kind of recently, this has been one of my favorite songs that's come out. It was my most viewed song on iTunes, actually.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, there's just something about this beat. When Cole comes in and spits it, I don't know, I really like the song and the flow, and I think 21 Savage has come a long way as an artist. I didn't really like his stuff at the beginning, but kind of where he is now, he's dropped a lot more music that I do like, but I do like the song and think it's a hot banger for sure.
Awesome. All right. So up next, we have a very special treat. So here's how it's going to go. Cameron is going to freestyle for us. That means that we have picked out some beats, and he has no idea which ones they are. So we're going to go ahead and start. He's going to get on the mic, and he's going to go ahead and give us a little bit of what he's got. So Emerson, go ahead and...
Let me clear my throat real quick.
Yeah, you do that.
Make sure
so we got a few here. They're all roughly 3 minutes long. So if you want the next beat, just say next or skip or...
You got it.
Just let us know. We'll
I'll give you a little signal or something.
Move it right through. All right. So are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this, man.
Start with Fast Free.
We're going to try it. Yeah. Who is this? Who is that? And this is Camalamjam, he bout to bring it back. He the man, he the cat, he the Vogue, he the hound. Camalamjam, I'm coming in and I be dropping down the sound. Woo! What you know with the flow, here we go. It's the realest white boy as he tipping through his toes. As he's tipping through the house, he be quiet as a mouse. Tell me really what you about, I'm coming in here and I'm talking about. Damn, Camalamjam, I'm coming in here and I'm ripping, I'm doing it quick. What did you see? What do you need? Camalamjam, and I am just a G. Hold up, I got it, just keep it clean. I am keeping it black like my jeans. Hold up, you get it, I'm coming in here and I'm stepping it back and I feel like a fiend. Whoa, hold up, Camalamjam, who is he? He's a beast, like Marshawn Lynch, brought him back just to do his thing. Hold up, pumping in a limo, cause the Skittles on my jeans. What you need, it is Camalamjam, another beast, huh? I was up in Pittsburgh, watched the ping one sliding around through the town. What you about? Check the sounds on SoundCloud. Oh my gosh, he's the man, Camalamjam. Oh my gosh, had to drop it like the band, huh? Keep it tight like a snare, but I don't care. It's just a white boy with the long hair. I've been skating, I've been making Camalamjam. I'm feeling great and they didn't know, they know the name, but now they say that I ain't saking. No, I ain't forsaken, I'm the man. Hold, I bring it back. Keep a stack of cash chilling in my hand, throw it around. Yeah, the town never know when I'm at the bow. Camalamjam, I had to get it. Tell me what you now, huh? I am the cash cow. Yeah, I'm bringing it, I'm milking it, I'm silking it. I feel like I am dripping it. I'm coming in with TikTok, hip hop. I am lip locked with the game. It's insane through my brain. No, hold up, it's Camalamjam, I'm never stopping. I feel like Rocky running up the stairs. I throw my hands up cause I do not care. I'm just a man. What you saying? Oh my gosh, I am Sambo, dope it, doing T, huh? It's just me.
on that DMT. I'm a beast, I'm a freak. Everybody wanna see if Camalamjam is gonna be the next white boy you see. Hold up, I'm coming, I'm doing it big and I'm jumping it like it. I came up big like hold up, light it. I'm just ignited, I feel excited. I think it's Friday and think I might just drop down lightning. I'm the man that's on the ground and what you bout. I'm walking around, I got these Yeezys on the feet and now you tell me what you see, huh? I be something else. I be like Camalamjam, I'm in the water, Michael Phelps, huh? I'm swimming laps, I'm bringing it back. I do it like that. They give me the dabs, they come in here. I'm coming in the camera, I do that dab, huh? I'm the man like I'm the Panther. Yeah, that's right, Camalamjam, I always got the damn answer. I do it like it's calculating, that's addition. What you feeling? I be subtracting, dividing, you multiply. I might divide, I might combine. I am so fly, like birds on wings. They told me I'm the guy, I'm the chicken wing. Tell me what you think. Yeah, that's right, I'm Camalamjam, I'm coming in and now I'm never gonna sing. No, that's the man, Camalamjam, That's the man, it's Camalamjam. Tell me what you bout. I was chilling on the couch, I was with the homies. They was pulling all the things out. What's it about, huh? Camalamjam, I'm bringing it back. So tell me the thing, you tell me I mean. I'm Camalamjam, I got the green, so what do you need? I'm in the black jeans, white boy, making noise, and everybody wanna see if I'm gonna be. I'm a diving in the deep end, I'm freaking, they geeking, everybody, they was sleeping. Don't sleep up on the boy, cause now you awake. I'm like the alarm clock in the morning, dang, it was great.
All right, Camalamjam, freestyle through the roof. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, just a little freestyle. Just had to go in. First time on the mic. Want to kind of show what I got a little bit.
Man, that was so good. What goes through your mind when you're doing that?
The only time was just keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean. Do not say what you want to say. Keep it clean, keep it clean. Mom and dad are listening. Keep it clean. So. Yeah, that's what I was thinking that whole time.
Fantastic. Oh my, Noah mentioned is like, he really wants to freestyle. That's where he shines. That's what makes him unique. And I'm like, I don't really know what that means, but sure. But I got it now. Now that I've seen it live,
making believers one
I know
by one,
exactly what you and Noah were talking about. That was awesome. Absolutely loved it. Really good. And that's going to come right to our time. So if anyone has any closing thoughts, or if you want to where can we find you?
No, man, I just thank you so much for this opportunity tonight. I can't be honest, I was so nervous in my car. I thought I was going to maybe tinkle myself a little bit. But no, getting in here, chilling with you guys was a great time. I really appreciate the opportunity. It's great to be back home in Elon and, come support the Elon radio a little bit. And I appreciate you guys supporting me as well. So just thank you so much for this opportunity. You can catch me on SoundCloud. I really do think in the next upcoming week should have some new stuff out. Got a lot of stuff I'm thinking about, inspiration. So, just check it out. Go give it a follow right now if you're listening, and be on the lookout for some new stuff. That's all I got to say.
All right. Appreciate you, man, so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, we're Underground Sound. I'm Emerson.
I'm Noah.
And this is Camalamjam. And everybody listen, I greatly appreciate the support tonight. Everybody listen, everyone. Thanks for showing love, man. Take it easy. Have a good night.
WSOE 89.3 Elon, North Carolina.